Oh yeah, this is your boy Live Wire, and I'm back in the motherfucking building, baby. What's going on, people? It's your boy Live, and I just want to talk about basically the weekend events of you know VGAs, then PSX, and the Xbox fans panic button. Holy shit! Some people lost their goddamn mind. But let's get into it. So I already spoke about the VGAs, but I just want to kind of jump back into it. I think a lot of people find that a lot of people are upset that Xbox fans kind of laughed at the fact that Uncharted didn't win Game of the Year. And to be honest, it's not that Xbox fans felt that Overwatch was a better game or should have won or blah, blah, blah. We just found it to be ironic how, you know, PlayStation fans are just like, well, basically the situation is this. Xbox can have a game that's just as good or better, but it tends to be shitted on because if a PlayStation game is of the equivalent stature, it'll be put on a pedestal while the Xbox game is like passed over. It is what it is. And this is essentially what happened here with Overwatch versus Uncharted. You know, obviously they're not the same type of games, but the simple fact that they're in the same category and then Overwatch gets praised for being a game of the year. Now, granted, I don't think Uncharted is the best game ever. Its multiplayer is god awful shit. But at the same time, we've been preached to for the longest that fucking, single player matters more than anything, right? And that's what Uncharted has. It's not long, what is it, 10 hours? But it's still one of the best single player games that came out this year, and it has a decent enough multiplayer. I mean, is it casual as fuck? Yes, but to be honest, isn't Overwatch? Overwatch is casual as hell too. So it's just funny that that it lost to a game that it didn't even. I don't think Overwatch even had a better Metacritic score. I mean, I think the people that voted for it, shit, were the damn near the same people that voted for Uncharted being the best game since sliced bread. I just found it funny, man. I just found it funny. And a lot of Xbox dudes laughed at PlayStation guys over it, and they got pissed and were yelling out, "You're not a true gamer. How would dare you say, laugh at Uncharted not winning Game of the Year?" Because motherfucker, y'all laugh at Xbox all day, every day about any and everything. So shit, you get what you deserve, man. It is what it is. Is it petty as fuck? Yeah, it is. It's petty as hell. But a lot of times people wouldn't even go into this long, drawn out shit. They just, tweeted out Uncharted lost, LOL. And motherfuckers went crazy. But it is what it is. But anyway, man, that VGAs was like, it's whatever. They got to work on it. And I spoke about that in my last video. But on to the PSX. Now, the PSX was a good show. I thought it was well put together. I like the intro was good with Uncharted Legacy, which is a standalone. That's not too bad. I don't, you know what? I mean, I don't know. Like, Legacy seems to be a milk job in a way, but it won't be said. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's DLC. Because we don't know when this game's coming out. We don't know a lot of shit about this fucking game. And it just seems that anytime if this was Halo, like when did Halo 5 drop? Halo 5 dropped last year, right? So if Halo 5 was having DLC to come out now, motherfuckers be losing their goddamn mind talking about how they fucking milk the shit out of this franchise. Even when Halo makes multiple games, they don't just make the fucking shooters. They got the RTS and they got that twin stick shooter that they need to stop making. I mean, I don't know if anybody plays that shit on their cell phone or whatever the fuck, but I tried it once. It was like, I beat it. It was just, I just rather play Halo. It's just, I'm not a fan of that twin stick shit. That's some, I don't know, man. I don't like that franchise that genre altogether. I think it's trash. That twin stick shooter shit. But it is what it is. But I mean, PSX had a good show. What else did they have? They had all right, so they showed Uncharted. Cool, for those that want it, cool. Then they showed Marvel versus Capcom. Good shit, especially the people that want to play fighting games. I'll probably get it. Will I play it a lot? Probably not, because I just don't play fighters all that much. I mean, I just got Mortal Kombat and I barely played that shit. It's just, I'm not a huge fighting game dude. It might be partially because I just don't feel like, I don't know, like everybody wants to play it when I want to play it and shit. And then on top of it, then when I do want to play, it's like always the same people that want to play, people that play it way more than I do. So I'm just getting my ass handed to me left and right. I just be like, damn, can my character get off the goddamn floor? Fuck. Like, but I don't know. It's the nature of the beast. But the cool thing was that Marvel vs. Capcom is a multi-plat. Because to be honest, I would have thought, I'd be like, look, man, these guys decided to make this shit fucking exclusive. I'm like, y'all really gonna make the same mistake twice? Y'all barely sold anything with Street Fighter. Like, don't do that to yourself. Don't do it. So I thought it was a smart move to keep it multi-plat. They'll probably do something where they give like the PlayStation guys an exclusive Spider-Man something. Like you only can play with Spider-Man on PS4 or some shit like that. I mean, I would think that's what they would do, And to be honest, if they do that, then it's like, all right, you definitely know that Spider-Man's only going to be on PS4. Well, I mean, they would make a lot of money on fucking Xbox with a Spider-Man game for Insomniac, but hey, if they just want to make half, then it is what it is, man. But overall, their show was okay. I mean, they showed a bunch of games we already saw before. With the Gravity Rush and fucking Neo and Nino Kuni and all that shit. They showed a bunch of games we played before with the Parappa the Rapper and Crash Bandicoot, which those games, man, they're fucking outdated, man. They kind of are, man. They kind of outdated. Like, I don't see, like, I understand the remasters, right? But why would you want to play this game the same exact way? Like, they didn't improve anything. I mean, they polished it, but they didn't like any of the gameplay elements of the game. Like Crash Bandicoot plays exactly the same as it did like 20 years ago. Like the shit is not, it's not impressive to me. Like just good looking graphics doesn't make a game better. In some cases it could, depending on if the gameplay is ahead of its time. If you got some sick gameplay from a game that nobody really played before, and it was just a lot of the elements weren't implemented back then, so people weren't used to it. But now, if you revisit it, it would be more well received. Then okay, I get that. But with these games like Crash Bandicoot, a lot of people already played before. I don't know. I don't see those games being terribly popular. I think they'll sell well enough. Like I think Crash Bandicoot people, like 1 million people will buy Crash Bandicoot, and maybe 1 million people will buy what's that fucking game? Parappa the Rapper. Especially if the price is right. Like they're like $20 titles or so. I think 1 million people will buy those. But you know, I just don't think those games are terribly popular. And I think the people that are buying those games bought them like a long time ago. You know, like this is like a nostalgic thing. Like people are like, oh my God, oh my God, I gotta play this fucking game I played when I was 10. And then they play it for like 20 minutes and be like, why the fuck did I buy this game? Because it gets fucking old quick. Like the thing is, man, you know, yeah, the shit looks nice, but when it doesn't have the substance, after a while that shit gets old quick. It just does, man. Like beauty only could take you but so far. It really can't. Like, look, man, everybody knows like pretty games are important. You got to have the game. A beautifully polished game is what gets people to pay attention, right? But the gameplay is what keeps you there, right? Now, usually games that have cult followings aren't necessarily the best looking games, but guess what? They do have some of the best gameplay. Look at fucking Bloodborne. Bloodborne isn't the best looking game. It's okay, but it ain't like top tier on this gen. It's probably like in the, I don't know, top 50, you know, as far as best looking games that came out this generation. But what a lot of people that really like the game always comment on its gameplay, you know. So, you know, we'll see. I mean, like I said, these games are kind of old, so I don't know how they'll fare. I know a lot of Xbox fans, maybe not a lot, but a couple of Xbox fans have been like, "Oh, Microsoft, we need this shit too. We want you to bring back remasters of this game, that game, and this game." And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't know if it's worth it. Like, let's be honest. You can't really, I mean, other than maybe Banjo-Kazooie and fucking Perfect Dark, and Perfect Dark was like, it was all right. I don't even think I beat the one that came out on 360. I tried. I just wasn't all that interested in it. You know, with all the other shooters that came out, it was just not on the top of my list of things to beat. They need to reinvent that franchise altogether. They need to stay away from first-person shooters. Just fuck it. It's too saturated. Just get away from that shit. But other than KOTOR, which isn't an Xbox exclusive, you know, yeah, maybe Crimson Skies, but like to be honest, like, did a lot of people buy that game? Like, does it have the same nostalgic factor as Banjo-Kazooie and Parappa the Rapper? Probably not. So that's why I'm sitting there. I'm like, I don't know if Xbox could do the same thing as PlayStation and people will buy those games for the simple fact that those games don't have the same nostalgic factor as the PlayStation games. Why? PlayStation dominated for like back-to-back generations for a long fucking time. You know, you're talking about over 12 years, they were like number one. You know, so a lot of people played those fucking games. You know, like other than Halo and fucking maybe Project Gotham, but they would have to reinvent that shit because you can't have it just play like Forza. That would be pointless. Now, maybe if they made it like make Project Gotham, like they have to reinvent the game. They can't just do a fucking remaster. It won't work. Like Xbox just don't have those type of games that they could just do a fucking remaster and people will just be cool with that shit. Like it should not gonna work like that. You gotta like rebuild it, you know. Like if they rebuild fucking Project Gotham to play more like Midnight Madness, all right, I'll fuck with that. You talking about doing racing through the streets with souped up cars with nitrous oxide boosters and all that shit? Okay, I fuck with it. I'll fuck with that shit. I mean, I love Forza, but Forza doesn't allow you really to do that shit, so that's cool. But if that's what they were gonna do, I play that. But yeah, me personally, I'd rather make Xbox just make new games, man. Fuck all this remastering bullshit. I just tired of it. I'm just tired of it. Like I just want some new shit, you know. Like I can't wait for the crackdowns. I can't wait for the what are you talking about? What's the other fucking game? Scalebound. Playing Dead Rising tomorrow. Can't wait for that shit. But that's not really a new franchise. But like State of Decay, to me, State of Decay is still fresh. It's like it had its basically it was a new IP they introduced. It was good. It wasn't great because it had a lot of technical issues and it didn't have co-op. But a game like that's the type of shit I want. I don't want all these fucking old ass games I played like 20 years ago. I think Microsoft, what they need to do is go back and revisit that Shanghai Heist. Now, if they're going to make Joanna Dark Shanghai Heist, cool, I'll fucks with that. They're gonna be like, oh, you know what? We'll plug her ass in here and we'll make this game for, with her. Cool. I'll mess with that. Yeah, Fable's good. Fable 4. To be honest, I'm not even the hugest Fable fan. That was my brother's shit. My brother loved Fable. He played the first one, second one, third one. I barely touched. I forget what the fuck was I playing when he was playing that shit. Like me and my brother's tastes are like almost polar opposites. Like I was more into the fucking sports games and Halo and Call of Duty and Gears, and he was into like Fable, 99 Nights, and the fuck else? The Crimson Skies. He played all that other shit. Like I'm way more of a dude, bro, when it came to games than my brother. The only difference is I was like, all right, I'll play all the shooters, and I played all the Splinter Cells, man. I was a Splinter Cell crackhead, like straight up. Played them all, love them all, even the ones that weren't that great, loved all of them shits. But hell no, they're not good, man. My skills are I told you, man, I'm not even playing Mortal Kombat like that. I played it a little bit, but I still even beat the story yet. I started playing that shit, then I jumped on to fucking what's that game? Sleeping Dogs. I've been playing that shit a little bit. But you know what it was? I was just trying to play something to hold me out until fucking Dead Rising came. I just wanted to play some mindless shit, man. Like that's the shit I wanted to play. Like, and I was looking at some of the reviews, and for the most part, it got decent reviews. But it seems like for Dead Rising, people get mad critical on Dead Rising. Like they'll write shit like, "Well, it doesn't. It's really silly." I'm like, that's the fucking point. And be like, "Oh well, it's not like The Last of Us, motherfucker." Why the fuck does everything got to be like the goddamn Last of Us? Guess what? If every game played like the fucking Last of Us, The Last of Us wouldn't be motherfucking special. It would just be another motherfucking Last of Us. Like that shit irks me to the highest degree. Like I hate when people say, "Well, this game needs to be more like that game." Why, motherfucker? Why? Why would you want all your games to be the fucking same? Like that's the shit that pisses me off. Like when people say Xbox has no fucking games. Bitch, do you not look in the fucking store? Hold up. Let me take my rant to the next level because I'm pissed in the motherfucker about the dumb shit people been saying this last couple of days. Talking about Xbox ain't got no motherfucking games. Nigga, what? Let's go look at what the fuck Xbox got in this bitch. All right, bitch, you gonna load up? This motherfucker. Damn it. This app don't feel like it want to work today. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Turn the fuck on. See, this is the type of shit I got to deal with. Motherfucking computer acting all stupid. But anyway, I'll look at the Xbox over here since I can't show you. Hold up. Fuck, turn on, bitch. There you go. All right, so I'm looking at the Xbox store. Fury That doesn't say Halo, Gears, or Forza. You got, what other games you got? Sparkle. Don't know what the fuck that is, but it ain't Halo, Gears, or Forza. What the fuck is this? I can't read that. Enigmatics. Not another Halo, Gears, or Forza. What else they got in here? Some fucking shooter. Mecha Zoo. I don't know, a whole bunch of shit in here. Like my shit was working. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this app today. What the fuck is acting like this? Shit is weird as hell. Whatever. I don't know why the fuck this shit ain't working. But if you go on the Xbox store right now, there's thousands of games in here. I ain't played not even like fucking 10% of these shits. Not 10%. So the fact that people's talking about Xbox ain't got no fucking no games, like the fuck are you talking about? Just because you ain't looking for them, bitch, don't mean we ain't got them. You know what I mean? That shit is crazy as hell. That shit is crazy as hell. That's like going to the fucking supermarket, but like y'all niggas ain't got pecan ice cream. Bitch, did you go to the section? Nah. Nigga, what? Like, shut your dumb ass up. Talking crazy shit. You ain't even look for it, but you talking about we ain't got it. Fuck out of here. We might not advertise the shit. I mean, but it is what it is. Motherfuckers play what they like. They go get what they like. You want Xbox to advertise some shit? How about you buy some fucking games first, and maybe they'll put a push behind it. I mean, shit. We got Quantum Break. Motherfuckers ain't go buy that. You can't tell me that's not a good game. Exactly what you would see on fucking PlayStation. Exact same type of shit. But people act like Xbox ain't got no games. Fuck out of here. That should be some wild shit, man. But yeah, this PSX, like, look, man, it was a good showing. It showed people, you know, some people what they want. But to be honest, if you really looked into the crowd, those people look bored to the motherfucker, man. That shit, they look bored as hell. Like, what's his name got up there and was talking like, yo, yeah, it's the award, it's the show that keeps on going. People are like, yeah, get the fuck off the stage, man. I'm fucking tired. And this shit is whack. And until like people were, after they showed Street Fighter, I mean, they kind of got up a little bit for Crash Bandicoot. They're like, oh, Crash Bandicoot, yay. A game I played 20 years ago, yay. And then they were just like, all right, now what you got? VR? Y'all want VR? Yay. And like 20 people said, yeah, VR. Nobody's playing that shit. Nobody's buying it. Like, let's be honest, man. Like, people just overreacted because of a handful of, like, that'd be crazy as hell. That'd be crazy as hell if Xbox did something similar to that shit, yo. Like, so what would they show? They would show Halo, fucking add-on story, and you would play as Locke. No, matter of fact, you wouldn't even play as Locke. You would play as what's her name? Maybe you play as Buck. Actually, people might like that. Actually, a little bit. But anyway, you would play as Buck. You know, Xbox guys would be happy for that shit. Yeah, you play as Buck. PlayStation guys would be like, oh, here goes another fucking Halo. Milking that shit like a motherfucker like they always do. Be the same shit. They doing the same shit. But Xbox gets criticized for that shit. Sony gets praised for that shit. I mean, it's how the game's been, man. It's, you know, since the launch of this generation, man, the shit's been fucking, it's fucked up. You know, they get, not that Xbox didn't get criticized before, they just get that extra level of criticism now. Oh, you mean for, well, the blockbusters for, I mean, out of PlayStation's lineup, I mean, Horizon might be a blockbuster. I mean, all right, this is my thoughts on Horizon. At a minimum, Horizon will sell 2 mil. I think so. Maybe not in a week, but I think maybe in the first month it'll probably do 2 mil, and that'll just be on hype alone. I don't know how many people will really gravitate. I don't know. Like, the graphics are beautiful, so if people see it in the store, they might just jump and buy it. But is it really going to be that great? We don't know. We have to wait for the story, you know. But on graphics alone, they might sell. I mean, shit. Look at what was that game? Look at the Order. The Order sold well its first week on graphics alone, and that shit got horrible reviews. People were talking about it's a 4-hour campaign. You know, you finish it and you're done. Now, I don't know what's worse, having a game that's short, semi-enjoyable, but has no no multiplayer, which I'm not saying. I mean, I doubt Horizon has multiplayer. I really do. I don't know what you would even like. How would you even do multiplayer? I don't even know what they're fucking like. Is she fighting anybody other than robots? I don't know. I don't know. I don't really understand this game. Like, even from the jump when everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is so beautiful," the whole time I'm looking at the game like, why the fuck is she shooting these animals that are just grazing and minding their own goddamn business? She's a fucking murderer. She's a fucking robot murderer. This bitch. Why are people praising this motherfucker? Like, why? Like, these motherfuckers ain't bothering her. She attacked first and then they fucking attack back. Like, what kind of shit is this? This is fucked up. You know, so maybe my mindset on the game isn't like, oh, you know, it's so beautiful first. It's like, why the fuck was she doing any of this? And why the fuck did she have all this tech around her and she's wearing like fucking cave people shit? Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. Okay, maybe one game and the rest might get delayed. I don't listen. I don't think they've shown. I don't think PlayStation's going to give out release dates like they did before until. I don't think they're going to do holiday and none of that shit until they know it's like 6 months out. I don't think they're going to do it anymore. Their fans have been barking about that shit for a while. So Sony might give the year, but they're not going to give. They're not going to give the actual quarter that it's going to come out in anymore. I don't think so. But I mean, look, man. There's some things about the PlayStation, the PSX that I did think was cool. Microsoft can implement. One is having their own show. I think that would be dope. Question is, where would it go? You know, you don't. I don't know if you want to put it right next to the PSX, and it's like, then how close do you put it to E3? You know, and the other thing is, this has by far been the best PSX that they had, right? So the question is, how much of this did they shoot? You know, how much of their load did they shoot for the PSX in order to get the fans reinvigorated? You know, because look, man, let's be honest. When E3 drops, that's just gonna be Microsoft all day. There's nothing Sony could show that's gonna be better than what Microsoft is gonna show. It's nothing. It's fucking nothing. Like, they could show another fucking. They can show the next coming of Uncharted. It's not gonna look better than what the fucking Scorpio can do. Like, everybody knows hardware is. Anytime you show hardware, it's bigger than when you show software. I mean, I don't know why that is, but it just is what it is. You know, will they reveal it there? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But it's a new system. It's going to be doing way more than the Pro does, and the games are going to show it. So, like, Sony had to do this. They got to get people to jump up and be like, I got to get that Pro now. So they had to fucking show all this shit now, even if the games are coming like fucking 4 years from now. You know, I mean, look, Microsoft has won 4 straight MPDs. Like, Sony had to do something. They couldn't just come up there and fucking do the same show they did last year. That shit would have been horrible. Motherfuckers been trading in their PlayStations like right after. So they had to fucking show another Uncharted thing and do The Last of Us and do a bunch of fucking remasters, I guess. The funny thing is about these goddamn remastered games, it's like, all right, you're giving people games, but you're not giving them quality games. Let's be honest. A game that came out fucking years ago, it's not gonna have the same feel as a game that is brand new that you never played before. I mean, I love the Mario Brothers, but if you got me playing fucking Mario 3 and shit, but like, yo, we repolished Mario 3, now you can play Mario 3 again, I'll be like, oh shit, Mario 3. And I'll play that shit for a day maybe, and I'll be like, this is Mario 3. Because it's gonna be the same. You're gonna be doing the same shit. Like, that ain't nothing fun about that. You want a new experience. That's why we go after these games like that. We want something new. We want to feel like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen next. Like, you don't want to sit there and play a game that you already know what the fucking outcome is. The fucking point is that. Oh yeah, I did this shit 20 years ago. I might have kind of forgot a little bit about it though. Like, no, because 20 years ago we played those games like 3-4 times. Now we play a game maybe once, maybe, but it's a different era. I don't know. It's just different, man. But I much rather have 4 games that are good versus like 50 games that I don't even give 2 shits about. And out of those 50, I might still only have like what's the point? Like, at this point, you're just going quantity and like just throwing a whole bunch of games out there saying, oh, it's exclusive. And the funny thing is, a lot of these games that are exclusives aren't necessarily exclusives because PlayStation cut deals or PlayStation is so wonderful. It's because PlayStation, they don't fucking have the same like protocol as Microsoft. So their games can come out a little fucked up. Their netcode could be all shitty. There'd be a lot of dumb shit that goes on with those games. That's usually why those games come out first on PlayStation. They just let you put whatever you want on that shit. Does it work? I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, look at No Man's Sky. Look at that piece of shit. And that shit was a $60 title. But I feel even though that Xbox get the short end of the stick a lot of the times, I don't know. It's better for us, man. It's better for the gamers because that means they got to go out their way, break their backs in order to please us, But I don't want them to react to a few Xbox fans wishing that they do what PlayStation does. Like, if you're gonna hype a game, a year is more than enough time. Do it like the movies. A year is more than enough time. You don't need to be hyping games 3 years out. Fuck that shit. Like, now, if they did do an event, like, say this is the way I would do it. If they did an Xbox event, I would only like, all right, in this respect, let's say a year away, maybe a year and a half, depending on what game it is. I would never show new games, like new big IPs at fucking an Xbox equivalent of PSX. I would never do it. Why? You save that shit for E3. You never, ever show brand new AAA IPs at your own event. Don't do it. You're fucking up. You save that shit for the fucking E3 floor. That's where that shit belongs. What you can do is show sequels. That's fine because we already know those games exist. That's fine. All right. So if you're gonna show fucking the next Halo 6, like you want to do a teaser at an Xbox event, that's fine. We know that game's coming anyway. So that's not gonna be a big shock, surprise. It's like, oh, it's Halo. We want that game, but now you're just telling us it's almost here. Cool. That's what's up. You get us hyped for the game. That's what's up. That's why you need a year. So if a game is coming out a year after, I would say give it E3. From E3 to, I guess, the next, almost to E3, that's more than enough time for a game to come out. But for certain games, like, I mean, if you're introducing a new IP, it needs time. You got to let that bitch marinate. So, you got to give it about a year, man. Like, you got to give it about a year. I think what hurt Recore more than anything, I mean, granted, obviously it wasn't the best game ever made, but it was still a good game. But the thing that really hurt it is you didn't really hear shit about it until fucking E3, you know? And then even after E3, it kind of disappeared. You really didn't hear much about it after that until I think it was Gamescom. And then after that, it was like damn near a month away, you know? Like they do need to hype up these games a little bit more. And they don't have to do it with like big commercials every single time. What they can do is, I would just say, they could do their own type of trailer. Like after E3 drops, they're like, oh, we introduce, these games are coming in a year. Bam. They should make their equivalent of like that Sony trailer, right? Where they have all their games that are coming out in the future. But instead of putting games in there that are coming out 3-4 years from now, just put in the games that are coming out a year from now. That's all you got to do. Then people be like, oh shit, what's that? They'll see the commercial a couple of times, but like, get the Xbox One S or the Xbox Scorpio, and they show all the games that are coming. People will be hyped off of that. It's 30-second trailer. Nothing crazy. And then 2 months before the game releases, you fucking drop the actual trailer for that game. Microsoft in bad habit of trying to drop trailers the week of the fucking game release. Like, dude, what the fuck? Like Gears didn't drop damn near until I think it was like 2 weeks. Like we saw a little something, but they weren't hitting it with the rotation that they got now. It's like they wait until the game releases and then they start. Now every other commercial is a Gear commercial. Why the fuck would you do that? You start before. You don't just start once it's out. It's just crazy. I mean, JRPGs are cool. Look, I think Scalebound will do better than what people think. I don't think it'll be a complete flop, only because look at Final Fantasy and how well it's doing right now. If Scalebound is anywhere near, the level of customization and role-playing longevity as Final Fantasy, which, let's be honest, I doubt it, because Final Fantasy is a 10-year-old, a game that was being developed for like over 10 years, so it's not going to be as long. But what you can say is, all right, not everybody wants to play a fucking 400-hour game and shit. But if Scalebound is a solid 24, 25 hours with it, I mean, just straight play through beginning to the end, just the story, and then if you want to do all the side quests and all that shit, that adds another 150 hours, then cool. I think people will be more than satisfied with Scalebound. As long as the graphics are dope, Scalebound has to look amazing. So that means that the gameplay that we saw prior to its release, that has to be drastically improved. I'm fine with Microsoft showing off gameplay for games that look better when they release. I'm cool with that. So Scalebound was okay when we saw it on stage first, but now, as it goes along, it progressively gets better. I'm cool with that. But on the Scorpio, that shit has to look fucking insane. Like, no question. It has to be insane. Like, I can't look at Scalebound and be like, oh, that's cool. I gotta look at Scalebound and be like, holy shit, this game looks amazing. But for the simple fact is, that's why a lot of the Xbox games that tend to get shitted on or fucking overlooked is because they look good, but they don't look great. Like Quantum Break looked like a good game, but the fact that it had jaggy shadows and shit like that, that's what hurt that game, man. Because the game itself, what was it rated? It was like a 778 on Metacritic. If the graphics were just a little bit better, that game would have been at least an 8.5. Straight up. 8.5. Same things that be the issue with what's the other games that have that issue? Like Recore. Recore, same thing. Recore look better. That shit, It wouldn't have been a 6.2 or 6.3. It'd probably been a 7. You know, it still didn't have every little thing that it needed to have, but you know, it would have got received a little bit better. Yeah, Pred, you're right. You're right. The press did hurt it, but I mean, let's be honest, man. 720p, whether it's upscale, blase, blah, it was just like a dirty word. It became a dirty word, even though nobody shitted on PlayStation for having 540p or whatever the fuck it was in PS3 era. I don't know. It's a different time and era. People they switched on what they want to fucking complain about. I mean, shit. I remember when fucking Rise came out, they complained every day, all day for like the whole E3 that it was simply a QTE fucking game. Like that's all it was. But yet, fucking all Naughty Dog games have QTE out the ass, and so does fucking God of War. But they didn't have shit to say about that shit. It's like, I don't know, motherfuckers nitpick shit. And to be honest, on Xbox, we didn't have many games that fucking had a ton of QTE. That was some PlayStation shit like a motherfucker. Because all they got that fucking Heavy Rain and all that shit. All that shit is QTE. But I don't know, man. They complain about shit that they don't on Xbox. They don't complain about on PlayStation. They just don't. I don't know what the fuck it is, what the deal is, but that's what it is. But I don't know, man. Yeah, no doubt, Bam. I'll see you later. Probably be on. Well, I'm gonna be on tonight playing that fucking Dead Rising, man. Got that bitch downloaded now. Shit heavy. But yeah, man, it's I think people need to just calm down. Calm down. PSX was cool. It did what it was supposed to do for its fans. It gave the dude bros what they wanted. It gave the diverse community of Japanese game lovers what they wanted, and the indie game lovers what they wanted. So it did what it was supposed to do. Can't complain about that. It's just that people going and pushing panic mode, talking about fucking Xbox only has Halo, Gears, and Forza. Like, come on, man. Let's be honest. I mean, if that's all you buy, then that's all you buy. But you can't say that's all there is. Yeah, I was playing Forza yesterday. That's my shit. Like the crazy thing is, like, all right, you got to understand the difference between what PlayStation offers and what Xbox offers. And to be honest, I think people should probably own both. Because I've been thinking about getting a PlayStation for a while. I'm just waiting for that Pro to come down because I'm not buying that Slim. Fuck that Slim. I'll buy the Pro when it's about, you know what? I'm trying to think, man. Fuck. See, I ain't got my 4K TV yet, so that fucking Pro is worthless without 4K TV. I'm not gonna get that shit until February. So maybe in like May, I'll get a Pro. Hopefully it's on sale. I mean, I just don't want to pay full price for it, man. I just don't. I'll find that shit on Amazon or something. I'm pretty sure people selling it. I'm just not gonna buy this shit right now, though. I got too many other games on fucking Xbox to play right now, and there's only a handful of games on PlayStation I really want to play. So, and then my biggest fear is I'll buy the Pro, and then the fucking Scorpio come out, and then for like 2 years there'll be nothing for me worth me playing on the fucking Pro. I mean, Spider-Man, I don't know when the fuck that's coming out. God of War, yeah, I don't know. Fucking Days Gone may come out, but I don't even know if I want to play that shit. What if I'm heavily invested in fucking State of Decay? So I want to play a fucking zombie game that doesn't allow me to do co-op. I'm gonna be running around with my friends fucking blowing up zombies and building forts and shit. Do I really want to go into fucking Days Gone, like a over dramatized fucking hyper pretentious fucking third person zombie game? That's very similar to The Last of Us. Like, do I want to shits? I don't know. But anyway, this is your boy live. Don't push the panic button, people. It's just the PSX. Those games ain't coming out anytime soon. You know. But if you are interested in a PlayStation and you got the expendable cash, go buy one, bitch. Don't let me stop you. Go do what you got to do. Yeah. Word on the street is, for me, I might be getting a fucking PC this Christmas. So I'm good. Well, not a PC. I'm gonna get a Surface Book. So I'll be playing Forza in 4K, baby. Anyway, it's your boy live. And I'm out this bitch, baby. Oh, wait, hold up. Oh, this is the wrong spot. I'm out this bitch, baby. Peace.